Hey guys, welcome to FM Driving School. And we've got some really good news from DVSA, the official driving agency, which is they're gonna increase the amount of driving tests available. So I know everybody's been struggling to get a driving test, and we're gonna go through how exactly we can do that. We're gonna see what they're saying in this email. Don't forget, guys, if you go to our site fmdrivingschool.co.uk, we've got loads of tips on how to pass a driving test, how to pass a theory test, what exactly you should be doing in your driving tests and driving lessons from your official driving instructor, myself, FM Driving School. So go check it out. You can see look, top 10 tips on passing your driving test. Let's go to learner's guide, book your theory test. Theory test, change your theory test. So we got loads of official links as well, so to direct you to the official governing agency sites. That way you don't pay extra on your online fees. There's all these dodgy sites out there. Also, if you go to how to drive a car, we got all these little modules roundabouts, how to do parallel park. So go check out fmdrivingschool.co.uk. Let's get back to the email now from DVSA. Increasing the number of driving test appointments. To help tackle the waiting list for driving tests, we have been working on a number of ways to increase the amount of driving test appointment available. Let's see how. We want to update you on things we have been working on. Returning to a 7 test a day. From Monday 14th of June, we will be increasing the number of tests our examiners in England, Scotland and Wales carry out each day to 7. This is a number carried out before the pandemic. Great news, and so they're going to the examiner themselves are now going to be working extra. It seems like back to the work that they used to do before the pandemic. This change will allow us to increase the capacity across a nation network by an average of 15 to 20,000 tests per month. Amazing. So we're going to have hopefully a maximum of 20,000 tests extra per month. So look out on the site now. Look out for more tests that may be available. We are doing this because our driving examiners are now used to carrying out additional COVID safety measures. So we can now carry out 7 driving tests each day with little risk of overrunning. This means we can keep these safety measures in place to protect learners, drivers and examiners while safely increasing the number of tests per day. We will increase the number of tests by adding on additional tests at the end of the working day, so tests currently booked will not be affected. Hopefully that makes sense. So whoever's got test booked, so say you guys the examiners, they finish at 2 o'clock, they're now going to add a few more extra test dates, so it'll be 3 or 4 in the afternoon, probably not 4 but 3 say, and that will increase the amount of tests. And don't forget, throughout the whole of UK, so 20,000 extra per day. Anyway, when will the new appointments be available to book? Let's go through this, which is quite important. We will start gradually adding new appointments onto booking system on a daily basis from 9th of June. So that's the key that we need to look out for. From the 9th of June, every single day onwards, check the site, check the government site, and check even the apps, those cancellation apps available. They're gonna start adding loads of tests, it seems like, per day now. You and your people can check new test appointments at your local test centers, booking driving tests, or you can, as I said, go to our site, and let me just find it. And we got all the link, book your theory test. So like I said, online there's all these dodgy sites which they will charge you extra just to book online, when you can just go to our links here, book your theory test, and we got all the links, all the fees, and exactly what details you need. So go check it out. Anyway, alternatively, if you register to use a book and manage your driving test for your people, forget that. So that's for driving instructors who book their test for their students. Circumstances when pupils cannot take a driving test, your pupils will not be able to take their driving test if they meet any of the following criteria. They have any coronavirus symptoms: high temperature, fever, new continuous cough. Okay, they have been asked to self-isolate by the NHS test and trace in the last 14 days. They are waiting the results of a COVID-19 test or have had a positive test in the last 7 days. They have visited a school, college, or other building that have been closed due to the COVID-19 outbreak in the last 7 days. And they live with someone who have either tested positive or for COVID-19 or had symptoms of COVID-19. Okay, areas where the new variant is spreading. Let's see what that's saying. As you guys are aware, the Indian variant or the Delta variant is quite prominent right now in the UK. In locations where there is an enhanced COVID response in place, we will write to candidates before their test to make them aware of this. Okay, our driving examiners will also ask all candidates these questions before taking them out on a test. If they answer yes to any of the above criteria, their test will be cancelled. Okay, wow. And they will be asked to reschedule. So in locations where there is an enhanced COVID response in place. Interesting. Okay, let's see what do they give you the questions? It doesn't seem like it. To do this, they can email us okay, and we can help them look for the earliest possible date. Okay, that's for about rescheduling it. Okay, but what are the questions? It doesn't really say. Our examiners will ask all the candidates these questions. They'll probably ask questions like, has anyone in your family or yourself, have you got symptoms of coronavirus, and are you coughing, etc. They'll probably ask questions like that, I'm assuming. Okay, the importance of your pupils being ready for their test. It's important that your pupils take the test only when both you and your people are confident they can pass. This will help them to avoid a lengthy wait for a retest and help us by not adding to the backlog of tests. So, which is really important. I know students here are so, are so eager to get the tests and do the tests. Some are even now doing the tests even when they're not ready, just because they think, oh, I'm not gonna get another test for another year. Which I get that point, but at the same time, why go to a test and you're not ready and fail? You're just wasting a lot of money. So, that's something you have to discuss with your instructor and whoever you're learning with. But saying that, if you're like nearly ready and you're maybe like 10% away or 20% away, and there are students out there who feel like, let me just try it because it's just about safe enough, and it is possible that they can pass a driving test. We're not saying that you don't you do your test when you're not ready. We're just saying that maybe if you had an extra few more lessons, it will give you that experience that you need, that sharpness, that decision making skills reduced to split seconds instead of 1 second, say. So this, as a teacher, we're saying that we've seen on the test that some students are almost ready, and we just still think that they need a few more lessons, but they've taken their test and passed. So it is possible that you can pass at 70 to 80% ready. But again, that's something you have to discuss with your instructor who's been teaching you. Reducing short-term cancellations. We are also introducing the 3 working day short notice cancellation period for practical car tests. This was temporarily suspended when we rescheduled testing in July 2020 following the first lockdown. This is actually quite important because, say if someone does cancel 3 days before, that slot is going to appear online. We'll talk about it. Let's just carry on reading first and we'll explain that in a bit. All tests taking place from the 17th of June 2020 will be subject to 3 working day short notice cancellation period. Okay, we will be writing to candidates with tests taking place from 17th of June to let them know of this change. If you or your people need to cancel tests within the 3 working day period as a result of COVID-19 tests or having to self-isolate, you will need to email us at that site or at that link. If you or your people need to cancel a test as a result, I wonder if you can cancel without the COVID situation. Please not. Actually, it tells you here. Please put COVID short notice cancellation in the subject of the email. We will look to reschedule the test at the earliest possible appointment. To do this, email us. Yeah, okay. You and your people maybe also provide evidence when cancelling. At short notice. So this is what I was trying to look for. If you or your people cancel their test within 3 days or fail to turn up to the test, you will lose the test fee. Cancel this. Okay, within 3 days. So you got 3 days to cancel, and the reason why that's important, obviously they're saying that you need to let us know about if you got signs of COVID. But I'm just curious, can you cancel even if you didn't have signs of COVID? But put that to aside. If someone cancelled, the point is that test date would appear online on the system of the government site. So from the 17th of June now, guys. Now, I say if you're eager to book a test, start looking, or obviously prepare yourselves for the test. Be ready, because when a short notice cancellation does appear, so say 17th of June, and someone cancels on the 20th of June, say the test is on the 20th or 21, it might randomly appear, and then you quickly book it. Now you got a test day 3 days, 3 days before the test starts, obviously. So now you have to be prepared. So obviously try to prepare yourself before, and then look for a cancellation day. And if you do get one suddenly, at least you're ready for it. Potential contract for driving examiner recruitment. Another aspect of ongoing work to reduce waiting times is recruiting additional driving examiners. We had a positive response to our recruitment campaign, but there are some areas of the country where we will still need to recruit more examiners, including the southeast. To support this, we are exploring options to temporarily contract in experienced driving assessors to qualify as driving examiners, and we will run a further recruitment campaign in the weeks ahead. So there's 3 ways right now, it seems like, that we're going to try to get driving tests sooner than later, okay, and to reduce the waiting list. The first is they're going to increase the number of tests available. So the examiners are now going to work just longer hours, or hours that they used to work before COVID. That's one option. 2 is the cancellation process is now being introduced to 3 days, so we are going to start seeing people maybe potentially cancelling, and if they do, it's going to appear, and then you may get one suddenly. And 3, examiners have been recruited are going to be recruited more in the future, so that should give you more chances of getting a test date. So I know all of you students are waiting 3 to 4 months for a test. Be patient. It does seem like it's going to be reduced, and maybe 2 to 3 months, and hopefully back to pre-COVID levels of just 6 weeks waiting list. So it is a big positive sign, it seems like, from this email. Again, guys, don't forget to like, share, subscribe. Go to our site FM Driving School for all the latest tips and information on how to pass your driving test.